right on cue again. There's no shortage of content for a very broken system and how corrupt and broken a lot of the modern Western world would be, but particularly corrupt Victoria, Australia. So there was a shopkeeper who was front and centre, manipulated badly, because for those that don't know, Michael Califf, I was asked to be a witness against a GEO employed prison officer, and then they started like dog and harassing. In effect, they were trying to con people into believing that to silence me. So they were using this type of thing. Without one shadow of a doubt, have a look. This is what the face of corruption in Victoria looks like. See the little hackiness? Like, you cannot use your computer to talk about a corrupt police force. You cannot. Weaponized AI and surveillance, that what they call in the force, the Truman tactic, reserved usually for homicide suspects. But they were using AI, the same AI they first raised its head at a GEO Fulham prison. Anyhow, so there was this shopkeeper who fancies himself a good guy and he knows best and whatnot. And he ended up just making a goose of himself in front of his staff. And now he's very angry about it, because now that I'm showing this, which that's a registered informant that I went along with, just jokingly, to just be a smart ass, but also to demonstrate how corrupt things really are. And that's a commercial quantity of grade A drugs she's drawing. This is all a drug court registered informant, mind you. And this shopkeeper, now this is my point, this shopkeeper who made a goose of himself in front of all his staff, and he knows it, now he's angry and bang, mumbling like that, can't get over it, basically, is a perfect example of how people who aren't necessarily that good, and they think they are, and they always justify their crimes. This guy was conned, like a lot of people were, into that the actual crime would be using a connected device to stalk, menace, or harass. So this guy was conned into creating and being part of a WhatsApp group to smear this dog, Michael, and to shut him up and get him to stop talking about corruption like this. Or experiences like that, I should say, which is just a kilogram of commercial quantity of drugs being turned a blind eye by corrupt members of the Victorian state government. And on and on. Now I've done that and pointed out, hang on, this is exactly really what happened. These people are angry because they can't accept the fact that they were manipulated, and they take the anger out on me. Because they got no courage. Instead of having the courage to take it out on the people who turned them into the criminals, the people who manipulated them, he's still venting on me. And that is a perfect example. I used to say, the biggest people with no courage or conviction, no spine, what they'll always do, like the meth heads in the rooming house, they'll steal a half, $12 worth of meth off you and then justify, oh yeah, well, you spoke back to me the wrong way, or they'll always find an excuse for their poor behaviour. Exactly the same thing. Here's a good guy trying to justify, they had to do it to get you off drugs, or blah, 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 or geez, There's no excuse for justifying that level of corruption There's no excuse for turning good people into criminals to protect the corruption that exists in Victoria. And that's the sad truth of the matter. And we need serious changes in Australia and Victoria. And the starting point is to sweep all these systems. These same approaches have been nothing but an epic fail. I mean, we can iterate through exactly the same model. This is criminal. Let the drug dealers drive around in cars like the one I painted back there, or while the public are paying for footing the bill. Or you can start to be a little bit less bitter, a little bit use more logic and reason, and start to really properly solve this crime problem once and for all. Properly. Put it to bed. End it. And it's not going to end if you continue iterating through the same madness now, is it? With good guys pretending to be good. When really they should probably have a look at themselves.